Hi there and welcome to the show. I'm Nancy Guppy, coming to you from Winston Wachter Gallery, where Susan Dory, one of my favorite artists, has a glorious show of new paintings. Now, the exhibit is called Spontaneous Sights, and it's a continuation of Susan's interest and exploration about how all things are interconnected. As you can see, Susan has a deep grasp of color and composition, and this is what she says about the new work. Quote, "I map out contrasting colors as granular, integral specks of a greater whole. The vivid patchwork quality to the overall palette mirrors the intricately woven relationships that make up our inner lives." Spontaneous Sights is a beautiful show and runs now through March 11th. Gallery hours and location are at seattle.winstonwachter.com. We've got a great lineup for you, including a new one-woman show from Weedman.
So it's about like surviving, about single mother stuff. A little sprinkling of bankruptcy in there.
A visit to the studio of Brian Sanchez.
I am a painter, abstract painter. I work with color theory and color relationships.
And a brand new song from Alessandra Rose. And we'll begin with the dynamic, multi-talented singer-songwriter Shaina Shepherd.
Curled up like I got a good book on a Sunday dream. You're a sunbathed look in the rolling stream. That's me.
I'm Shaina Shepherd. I am a human making music and living in the music arts community and just surviving and thriving.
And every time we talk, I feel inspired. Every time we move, it feels like fire. Honey, that's me.
I grew up in Tacoma, Washington. I was a church girl. I grew up a church girl. We went to service every Sunday. My dad is a deacon in the church. My mom was a Sunday school teacher and educator. So that was really where I was when I was growing up. Music itself was like the home for me where I could figure out how to communicate my feelings. I was very shy, so being able to watch the amazing musicians that I got to grow up around, even though I was quiet, I absorbed all of that and have brought that into the way I communicate everything that I do. It's like the background music to my life. It's gospel music.
Waterworks, let me drown. Let the gates flood, let my frown hang down.
I started to sing in choir, and within that audition process, I started to get recognition. I was suddenly like, oh, that girl can sing.
But now I just gotta be okay. I just gotta be okay. Someday.
I had a really challenging couple of years between when I left college and I moved to Seattle with nothing. I was just trying to rebuild my life. And I just went to Craigslist because that's where I found my apartment and that's where I found my job. And I opened up the music tab and started looking for gigs, looking for opportunities to audition for things. I did meet my guitar player, Matt Williams. He was like, yo, so you wanna come hang out in this warehouse? Me and my friends, we're gonna start a band. We used to be in this band. And I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds great. And within one night, we were a band. We just jammed. And all of a sudden, not only was my world filled with amazing friends, but also it was just constant inspiration and exploration of sound. When everything came to a halt during the shutdown, I think that there was just kind of like an empty, vacant space of a lot of questions, like a big bag of like, what the F are we gonna do? I was teaching, I got laid off 3 times, and I had nothing to do and no income. And then all of a sudden, my life was nothing but this piano right there and me.
I try to sleep through the daytime, keeping your shadow close, but all I can see is your moving memory, picture perfect pause.
I think that it was really a great opportunity to hit that restart button for myself and say what can be. And I made a decision at the beginning of the pandemic that no matter what, I was gonna get through these challenges, and that I would be open and willing to work with anybody that saw the world the way that I do. We went into London Bridge with the goal of recording 3 tunes, 3 songs that I wrote in my apartment at the piano. And over the course of that week, we came out with 3 beautifully arranged, wonderful tunes. I'm really excited to use this record as an opportunity to be on people's shelves for a long time, because that's how the music has come to me. It's in my library of who I am as a person. Oh, look at that broken heart. How you gonna manage when they tear you apart? Oh, look at that broken heart. How you gonna manage when they tear you apart? There's this thing, it's like when you open up a box, like one of those cardboard boxes, you can never close it again. That was an experience I had during the George Floyd protests. What I would really love for people to get is that the world has changed so fast for somebody like me. You know, I'm 30 years old. And 15 years ago, I was fat and I was dark and I was useless. That's the narrative in my mind. That's what I grew up in. And the world changed really fast. All of a sudden, my body type, my bone structure, my color, my hair texture were all things that were desirable. But then the protests happened and people were looking at me, asking me what to do. And I don't know what to do. Apparently, you need my feelings. I have been forced to actually evolve. I've been forced to actually become the change that I wish to see in the world. And it's really hard because it's happening really fast, and I hate it. And I hate it because I'm tired and I'm sad a lot. But I'm really motivated to make this work really meaningful. Music is activism, just like Nina Simone said. I want to learn how to step into my purpose, because I do feel truly that it is my purpose to make music that feels real and reminds people of a sense of the present, which means I have to make sure that I stay whole and that I stay balanced and I stay working. And when I'm working and I'm balanced and I'm whole, I'm good.
Shaina performs with Crowdsource Choir on Wednesday, March 8th at the KEXP Gathering Space on the Seattle Center grounds. And watch for Shaina's new record, slated for release on Juneteenth, 2023. Lauren Weedman is one of the funniest people I know. An award-winning comedic actress, Lauren made her mark in TV with The Daily Show, Looking, Arrested Development, and more recently, Abbott Elementary and Hacks. But Lauren began her career in theater, writing and performing hilarious and brutally honest one-woman shows, and she's returning to her theatrical roots with the world premiere of Blows. Here's Lauren with the lowdown. What is Blows about?
Blows is about my life generally, and specifically. I was trying to write this musical. It started about 4 years ago about bankruptcy. It felt like there's not enough musicals about bankruptcy. And when you see that hole, you run to fill it. And so I was starting to write that. And then in the last 4 years, it's been completely impossible to finish anything because of just this constant survival mode I'm in and the single mother survival mode. And anytime I even start to get creative, if my son has any needs at all, like, oh, I'm choking, or, oh, feed me. I'm like, oh, there go my dreams again. So it's taken me a long time to try to finish this musical. So this is another attempt at trying to finish it.
Why is it called Blows?
It's called Blows? Oh God, how awful. That sounds gross. It's called Blows because of this line in this movie Blue Jasmine where Cate Blanchett's character, who's losing it, is like, how many blows can a woman take before she starts screaming in the street? When I heard it in the movie, I started clapping, and I didn't realize I was clapping. Like, it's so, I was like, how many blows can a woman take before she starts screaming? Yes, that's exactly how and then, I like a one-word title, and they're like, oh, Blows, how fun. It says all sorts of things.
Is Blows a workshop production or a polished, finished show?
I don't know. I've had some polished, finished shows. I was like, polished and finished. It's a workshop seems too loose and polished seems too tiny. It's a little of both, because it's going to be some stuff that is material I've been working on that is rehearsed, but I also want to try out new stuff. It's always a process, right? It's like with the live performance, that's like another added step to getting the show where I want it to get, is the audience reaction.
Is Blows based on true stories from your own life?
Yes. Blows is 100% based on true stories from my own life, completely. In fact, I say that and then I realize there's one part of the show where I did research. I live in Santa Monica, and that's a part of the show. And I looked up to see who Santa Monica was, and what the city was founded on, and that kind of stuff. That's the only part that's not completely about me. And I think that part's getting cut out of the show because I got bored even trying to tell you about it.
Blows is a one-woman show, and yet there are other people on stage with you. What's with that?
Totally. They're very small people, I hope. What is with that? There's a band. I'm playing with this guy, Tim Young, and he is a Seattle person who then now works with Reggie Watts' band on this Late Show. And he's helping me with the music. So they're going to be on stage with me, which is great.
You're premiering Blows on the stage of the Triple Door. Where do you hope Blows is going to go?
Broadway. I do hope that. I hope that we can do a little tour, get out and just go, I would love to just tour a bit, for a year or so. And then it'd be great to sort of take that show and take the information, whatever I've learned from performing, and go back, re-rehearse it, and then put it in a more sort of staged, sort of classic solo theater show. I'd love to do that and do a short run of that. And then turn it into a big comedy special. And then all these women over 50 will start wanting to get into solo theater and be stand-up comics and stuff. So get ready for that nightmare.
Catch Blows at the Triple Door February 25th and 26th, Saturday and Sunday. 2 shows a night at 5 and 9. Ticket information is at thetripledoor.net. Our band this week is Alessandra Rose, featuring the one and only Alessandra Rose on lead vocals and acoustic guitar, Christopher Jones on keys, Garrett Lunsford on electric guitar, Noah Wilson on bass, and Josh LaBelle on drums, performing her new single, Panic at Sunrise.
Fade into the end.
scattered only black. He climbs up the staircase. I'm waiting for a look back. Purpose lost to one. Was it worth it, darling?
Panic at Sunrise will be available to purchase and stream on Friday, March 3rd. A music video will drop that day as well. Alessandra Rose opens for Ron Artist II at the Neptune Theater on Friday, March 11th. She opens for Rainbow Girls at the Vashon Theater on Sunday, April 2nd. And she's booked to perform at this year's Fisherman's Village Festival, running May 18th through 20 in Everett.
Art is life, and I'm constantly collecting information and basically putting it in my knapsack, and then when I come in the studio, I just empty that knapsack, and this is everything that's there. I am a painter, abstract painter. I work with color theory and color relationships in abstraction, yeah. This one has a reaction with the blue, as well as this one. More subdued, a little subdued, comes forward, very forward. Typically a painting will start from an idea, maybe something that I've seen in life, maybe something that I photographed and cataloged on my phone. There's so many different ways where the spatial aspect of a painting can develop. I'm constantly thinking of how to freeze time in a rectangle, essentially, and have that information that activates that space. Usually, each painting starts with a study on paper. Then I'll just start to experiment with color. Mixing colors is a very intuitive thing for me. It's not something that I plan or map out. One of these paintings, it may look like there's 6 colors involved. Typically, there's between 20 and 30 colors in each painting that you can't even really see unless you're up on it and you're experiencing it and you're living it and you're welcoming that curiosity to investigate and explore. I know that it's working when I'm on it and I'm working on it and I am fully engulfed in color. That's when I know. I'm not really thinking at all. I'm really just appreciating the flow of the brush. I'm trying to land in one area, and by the time I think I've figured out that area, my eye has caught another, and I've drifted off into another place. And that motion is continuous. I'm really just kind of moving with the painting. I mean, it's kind of like your hair's in the wind, to be honest. Something that I care about is kind of erasing the brush stroke so that there's no conflict with the information that's being seen.
It's all about the push-pull dynamic. There's this saying that sign painters use is slip, slide, grip, glide.
My process is actually a very painterly process. The way that I paint is very aggressive and kind of erratic, but at the end, the paintings are seen flat. And that's really important to me, that they're flat and legible and there's no glare, so that you can really experience all the transitions of color that are happening in the piece. And you're constantly navigating and exploring the work.
Winston Wachter, Brian's Seattle Gallery, will showcase his paintings at Seattle Art Fair this summer and will exhibit his work in a solo gallery show in early 2024. Omni, Brian's London gallery, will feature him at Untitled Art Fair Miami at the end of this year and at London Art Fair in January 2024. Between now and then, follow Brian on Instagram and check out his website, 2eyes10fingers.com. And that's a wrap. Big thanks to Winston Wachter Gallery for hosting us, and Susan Dory's paintings will be up through March 11th, as will the artworks of 2 other gallery artists, Barry Johnson and Jessica Lichtenstein, so plan your visit soon. And thanks to you for tuning in. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
It came to me yesterday where I was like, oh, I'm going to use that as a bit in the shows, that every time that if I'm looking to see what I'm going to do next, and I'll be like, okay, let's like start a song and then stop the band and be like, actually, can we wait on that one? Just because it takes so much. Let's do that, the bigger one for tonight's show. Let's save it. Like, it's all about, as if the first show, they're missing everything. And like a trapeze comes down, or like a silk thing, like the things that, the burlesque people like to do, or a lot of people like to do to stay fit. They grab on the silk and spin around real sexy. I was gonna have one of those come down and I'll look like I'm about to do it. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm nervous I'm gonna hurt my back again. So can we not do this for the first show? Let's save that for the second show. And so people think there's all these things. Then I guess it'd be so ridiculous. You'd understand it. There's no way that I was getting up on that silk. Not in those corduroys.